Okay, thanks for coming, everybody. Again, it's Kyle. I'm from the InCom support team. Thank you so much for coming today. We are going to cover, we're going to cover how to convert your leads and manage your leads. Do a lot of work to get the leads onto your website, into your lead book. We want to help you manage them, foster them, and eventually convert them into paying customers and clients. So let's get into it. We're going to cover it. Cover mainly the how to manage your leads, how to keep up to date with your leads, with emails, and then how to do some, I guess, do some activities that really help people get back to your website. So things like sharing listings and map searches. So I'll get out of my screen here and I'll take you to my InCom page. Oh, there we go. So this is my InCom page. It's going to be very similar in a lot of ways to your page. If you see anything strange, that's okay. It's just my test page. So I do some testing on this page to help people from time to time. But basically, to go to your dashboard where we have to do all this lead management, just like normal, scroll to the very bottom and click on back dashboard. Or with this new theme here, you should be able to do it actually right here in the top left-hand corner. But let's just go to the dashboard here. And if you have any questions, by the way, put it in the chat. I'll try my best to get to it if I can. If it's a little outside of, I guess, our wheelhouse, what we will discuss today, maybe I'll get back to after the webinar. But again, yes, this is the dashboard. The nice thing about the dashboard, it has all the kind of like the need to know lead information here right on the first page. So you can see the total of leads, and if you have any incomplete follow-ups, any events, any alerts, it'll show you right here. So you can't miss it. It's all right here. But let's go into the lead book first. So to get to the lead book, in case you haven't seen it yet, go to visitors and go to lead book. That's where all your leads are going to be. So I only have the one lead in here. Let's fix that. Um, Actually, let's do this. Let's add a lead because that's really easy to do. When your clients go to your website, and if they fill out a form, any form will be okay. Let's go to this one right here. They can fill out a form like that. I mean, there's forms all over your website. You can't go very far at all without uh, having a chance to enter in your information. So if you have a good qualified lead in your website, if they want to contact you, they can't miss you. They have all the opportunity in the world to reach out to you. But let's say I'm going to fill out a lead right here. I'm going to call myself Francis. Thanks for coming, Francis. I don't know your email, so I'm just going to guess at your email. Enter a fake phone number here. Francis at incomrealestate.com. Oh, I want to. Francis wants to call me tomorrow at between 1 to 3. And let's say Francis says, I want a condo. Just like that. She is a buyer. I agree to marketing, customer sales calls, whatever. Press on send message. Just give it a bit of time to send out. Did I click on it yet? There, it's processing. So it might take just a second or two to fill out the lead, but there we go. Client gets a message. So let's go to the dashboard again. And this is just give an example. When anyone fills out a lead on your website or any form, it's going to be pretty much the same kind of method. But here's Francis. I misspelled your name, Francis. I apologize. But we have a lead just like that. So you can enter in a lead through a form. That's typically how your clients are getting in contact with you. Or you can add anyone yourself. So let's say I talk to Sid on the phone right now. I can just type in Sid's name. Anything with the red asterisk, you have to fill out. It's mandatory. Let's go with unclear. I don't know if Sid wants to buy yet or not. And oh, you know what? I've talked to Sid, and Sid is going to be a renter. Sid wants to rent a house, so I can put in the category. I'll go into categories in a few minutes, but I think I got everything here. It's like perfect. I have another lead just like that. It's that easy to enter in a lead into your system. But let's say I talk to Francis and I understand, hey, I misspelled Francis's name. I want to do a little bit of, there we go. Let's say I want to do a little bit of, sorry, one second, please. There you go. want to change any of the information, I just click on her name and I can click on this little edit button right here. I can misspell, I change her name to Wang. Let's say, oh, she's oneincomrealestate.com and she's 5456. I can change her province as well. Let's say she's in Alberta. Why not? Let's go crazy. And she's a buyer, or a buyer. And you know what? I might even want to recruit Francis. So I'm going to click on recruit as well. So I'm going to press the save button. Just like that, you have updated Francis's information. So does that make any sense as far as entering a lead, creating a lead, editing a lead, anything like that? Does anyone have any questions about how that works? It's pretty straightforward. If you've used a CRM before, it'll be pretty clear. But again, if you have any questions, let me know. I'll get, again, if I can get to it during the flow of the call, I will. Otherwise, I'll reach out after the webinar is done. Oh, no problem. So again, that is the how to enter in leads in the lead book, how to keep people up to date, that kind of thing. So you can do it on a lead by lead basis. But let's say I know all these 3 people. Let's say I have 100 people or 1,000 people. I could have a lot of leads, and to do them individually might take a lot of time. Might not be the most use of my time. So if I want to select, let's say everyone, and make changes for everyone, I can either select everyone, just put that little check mark, or I can click that little check mark button, and that'll select everyone. And I can use this tool here called bulk actions, and that is very, very handy. So I can change the category, the heat level. I can even export them if I want to. I can change the pipeline stage, or I can change the drip and standalone campaign status. So let's say I want to change the heat level, no, category. So I can click on everyone's name, click on change category, and then you can change the category. So let's say I know everyone on my list, everyone's a buyer. I know for a fact. So if I want to overwrite the categories, so I want to take the existing categories, get rid of them, I can click on overwrite category here, select buyer, click on save changes. Just like that, everyone's a buyer. So if you ever want to make really quick changes to everyone, you're welcome to do that. I want to actually get into the meat and potatoes of here. So I'm going to click on Francis here again. I want to show you how to actually use this lead to follow up with your client. A lot of, let's see here. So yeah, we covered how to edit the customer's information, user submission. So whenever anyone fills out a form, or it'll be right here. So if Francis fills out a form, I'll have the information with the form right here. Pipeline stage. So this is really more for you as the agent to keep track of your client. So let's say I have talked to Francis, and I'm going to change her to contacted. So just at a glance, you kind of know where she is in her buying process. Follow-ups is going to be very good. So part of converting leads is keeping up to date with your leads, making sure that you contact them when they're expecting to contact you. So if you click on this follow-up tab here, you can add a follow-up. All in the system, you don't need another CRM. It's all in there. So you can click on add follow-up, just like that. And let's say I want to talk to Francis on Saturday. I click on Saturday. I can select the time. Let's say she's 12:30. I'm going to give Francis a call at 12:30. I can pick a method to contact if I want to. Let's say I'm going to meet Francis for coffee, discuss condos over coffee. I can just remind myself what the conversation is going to be about. I even click on remind me here so I can send a little reminder myself. So let's say tomorrow, the 20th, I said Saturday night. Let's go the 21st, 9 a.m. And just like that, I'm going to have a reminder to my email to discuss condos over coffee with Francis. Press save. And just like that, I have a reminder in my system to contact Francis. Just that easy. So again, usually these buying processes with these clients with housing, it's not exactly an overnight thing. It might take weeks or months. So this follow-up tab will really help you keep in contact with your client. Email logs. I'll go over emails in a second, but basically any email that goes out from your system, whether it is a standalone campaign email, like just a one-off email, or part of the drip campaigns, will show off in the drip campaign section. You can see who is opening the email, so you can see if they're unsubscribing, if they're replying. It'll all be right here. It's a really, really easy system. It's really good information to have. Favorite listings and viewed listings, it's really cool. So if your client is logged in to the website, so if they're logged into the website, they're looking at listings or their favorite listings, you'll see it right there. Just easy, it's really easy to get to. It's really good information, especially when you're contacting your client. And this last section is what I want to show you here. This is really, really good, the save search. So let's say I've talked to Francis. Let's pretend it's Saturday afternoon. I've already talked to Francis, and I know Francis wants a condo in, let's go with Vaughan. So if I want to save a search, so what this will do is I can set up the criteria, and whenever there's a new listing that comes available that matches that criteria, Francis will automatically get an email. And it's really easy to do too. So click on Save Search. We're going to type in Vaughan. Make sure I can spell Vaughan first. And if I want to, might be pretty specific. I can move the marker here, kind of change the area. I can zoom in. I can zoom out. I can change the radius. So let's say she's a little less picky on the area. So let's improve that area a little bit. Maybe move it so she's north of the 400. That looks pretty good. I can change the number of beds, number of baths. So I know she needs 2+ bathrooms or bedrooms, and she doesn't care about bathrooms, but she wants to buy. She doesn't want to rent. So I take off for rent. I know a lot of people, well, some realtors like to rent, some don't care about it. So let's just say they only want to buy. We can change the type here. So let's say she wants a condo and price range. Maximum $750,000. Let's see if there's any properties that matches that amount. Press enter. And just like that, I'm going to click on Save Search. Just like that, I've set up a Save Search for my client. So again, this is all automatic. Takes a couple clicks. And whenever there's a new listing that matches that criteria, Francis automatically gets an email with all those listings. It's super easy. So any questions about Save Searches? Again, if you have any questions, just get back to me. Let me know in the chat. Send me an email, give us a call. We can walk you through it. But that Save Search, it's really important when you're trying to work with your leads. Like I said, it's not always a overnight prospect when you're talking to clients when purchasing or selling real estate. So that little stuff like that keeps it on top of mind throughout that buying process, that longer buying process. So that is the lead book at a glance. I want to go over emails right now because emails, it's really easy to use with the system. But there's one thing you got to know. So I'll show you here. Let's go back to visitors and lead book. Again, that's where you can look at everyone in your lead book. And you'll notice everyone here has a category. So Sid's a buyer, Francis is a buyer. Let's change Sid to a seller. So we're going to click on Sid. I want to show you some more categories. Let's change Sid here to, I'm going to show because Nikajit was not here. So you click on the person's name. I'm going to take Sid out of buyer. I'm going to make Sid a seller now. So you click on the category, go to the bottom, press save, just updated my lead. Just like that. Super, super easy. Now, there's a few different types of emails that are built into the system, and they're really easy to use. You really don't have to do too much to get them to work. So to get to your emails, go to communication, go to campaigns. Let's try that again. Communication and campaigns. And there's 3 different kinds of campaigns that are built into your website. There's drip campaigns. Those are the automatic emails. Basically, put people in the right category. They get an email slowly but surely over the course of 1 year. I'll go into a bit more details in that in a moment. There's autoresponders. Nothing really much to autoresponders. There are lots of different forms on your website, and each of those forms has a corresponding email. So let's say I fill out the price comparison form. There's a lot of forms. I don't even know what that one says. But just like that, whoever fills out that form will get this email here. And it's going to look good. It's going to have all the information your client needs. But if you do want to edit it, by the way, you're more than welcome to. You find the email you want, you can click on edit, and you can change it. Hey, first name token, I want an exclamation mark. How about 4? Why not 4? You can bold, you can highlight, you name it. Pretty straightforward stuff. Nothing too exciting there. maybe made it ugly, but hey, that's okay. It's my website. I can do it when I want. So that's autoresponders. Again, typically don't have to worry about that too much. And then standalone campaign. Standalone campaign is just like a one-off email that goes out to your clients. You could do 1 or 2 clients. You can do everyone, you name it. But let's talk about drip campaigns. So like I was saying before, everyone in your lead is going to, or in your lead book is going to have their own category. So again, Sid's a buyer, Frances is a buyer. Maybe she should be a seller. But so yeah, all you have to do to get the drip campaign set up, put them in a category. System does the rest. So Sid here is a buyer, Frances is a buyer, and as you can see under the drip campaigns, there is different email campaigns. So there's the seller, there's buyer. So let's say someone's a buyer and a seller. As long as they're in the buyer and seller category, they will slowly but surely over the course of 1 year look at all of these emails. All you have to do, get them in the right category. System does the rest. It's really, really easy. So if you ever do want to change any of the emails, you're more than welcome to. I don't think you'll have to, but if you want to, it's up to you. You basically click on the email, click on edit, and you can change the text in there. You can make it as nice looking or as terrible looking as you want, just like that. I'm going to bold everything. I'm feeling crazy today. Let's make everything bold. If you also want to check on the report, see how that email is doing, you can click on that email there, click on the report button, see who's opening it, who's unsubscribed. I don't really have any clients, so no one's really looking at my emails, and that's okay. But that is basically the email. Just get them in the right category. Slowly but surely, over the course of 1 year, they will get all those emails. So that's a really valuable tool to keep you top of mind during that longer buying process. So any questions about drip campaigns? I feel like I kind of rushed through that, but there's nothing really to it. Any questions about the drip campaigns? I can maybe get into a bit more detail if you want to. Um, I don't want to overwhelm you, but that's drip campaigns. And then finally, standalone campaign. So a standalone campaign, it's like a one-off email campaign for your client. So let's say you want to send off, let's say a listing. When you change client from buyer to seller, does a campaign start at the beginning? It does. So let's say someone is a seller and they've been getting a drip campaign for, let's say, 2 weeks or 2 months or however long. When you change them from seller to buyer or vice versa, they automatically get the new drip campaign from day one. Good question. Good question. But yeah, so if you want to send out a email to 1 client, 2 clients, everybody, it's really easy to do. Go here to standalone campaign, click on compose a single email campaign, and then you can choose a category. So plain email will work pretty well for a lot of cases. But there's different categories here. I think celebrations will have stuff for Christmas and Hanukkah. It's the season to do that, so you're welcome to do that too. Canada Day, you name it. One really cool feature that I really like, I think this is probably the best email that we have, are the just listed in the open house. And that's really cool. So what you do is you find a listing that you want, you put in the MLS number. Let me actually get an MLS number here. And it's going to build you an email. So if you have a brand new property you want to show off, you can email everyone all at once, and it's super, super easy. So I'm going to find an MLS number here. Found one in Barrie. Here we go. Type that in, press next. And after a couple seconds, you get an email ready to go. You can email it again. Everyone, just a few people, you name it. So some of these templates, they have different layouts. Most of them just have one, but let's click on the one layout that's available. And just like that, it's really cool. I have an open house email built. It looks nice. It has all the relevant information. It's just done. Looks really nice. If I do want to edit it, I can. I don't think I really have to edit it too much. Most of the emails will look pretty good right out the gate. But let's say I want to type in, see you soon, see you Saturday. Sure. Just like that, I've updated the email. All the emails do require a title, so you can put in pretty much whatever you want. This will be like the subject line of the email. So when people open up their email inbox, they'll see open house Barrie, just like that. So you can change a little bit. You can preview it if you want to. If you're getting used to the system, I'd suggest to preview it before you send it out, just to be safe. It's pretty straightforward, but it doesn't hurt just to review your emails, especially when you're getting used to the system. And then You click on Next. And here's a pretty cool screen. So this is, you can select the category or leads. So let's say I want to send this out to everyone on my list. Let's say I have 500 people. I want to email 500 people. I can select the Select All Leads, and that'll select everyone. Of course, I don't have 500 people. I have 3. But if I want to select everyone, click on Select All Leads. You can also, if you want to, type in category. So let's say I know everyone in my lead, my list is buyer. I want all my buyers. I select buyer, and everyone who's a buyer will get the emails. Or if I just want to do one person, let's say I want to send this to Sid, I type in Sid. There's Sid's name right there. Click on Next. And then on the next screen, I can choose the time. So I can have it sent out right away or within a few minutes, or I can have it sent out, let's say Saturday morning. Let's say, you know what, this house is going live on Saturday. Let's select the 21st, 8 a.m. It's 24-hour clock. I can select only once if I want to, or I can do monthly or yearly if you really want to. But yeah, you click on send. I don't want to send this to Sid, but once I click on send, the email goes out. That's really all there is to it. Any questions about the standalone campaign? And then I want to get into the listings. So if you do want to send out one listing, and if you want to send it out to just 1 or 2 people or everyone, using that standalone campaign, it's a really, really easy way to do it. You can just kind of set it and forget it. It just works. It works really well. But let's say, you know what, I want to send my listings out to, let's say I want to send out several listings to my client. It'll this will be pretty similar to the Save Search, but let's say I want to get out right away. I don't want to wait until the listings come available. My client wants listings today. So here's what you can do. So you can go to the map search. Now, do I actually have a map search set up? I think I do. Property search. Perfect. This will be my map search. Will look probably pretty similar to yours. So let's say my client, they want to look at lots of different listings in a specific area. I know the price range. I know the property type they want. You name it. Cool. This is a really easy way to do it. So when I change this map search right here, let's say I move the position. Let's see, I zoom in. Let's say I change the price range. I can change any of these criteria, and it's pretty subtle. You don't see it. But whenever you make any kind of changes to this map, it's going to make changes to this URL here. So this big, long URL. So if I want to share a lot of different listings, let's say my client wants a house in Concord, Ontario. Concord Point. Where's Concord Point? Wow. Cool. Concord Point, and under $500,000. Cool. I have the perfect property right there. So I can copy and paste that URL, and I can email that to client. I can text that to my client. I can just, you name it. As soon as you copy and paste that URL, you get the exact same map search every single time. Now the listings will update, but the position, the criteria won't change. You'll get the same one that way. So if you want to share lots of different listings, you can do it all once. I'll show you one more time. Let's go with Vaughan this time. Type in Vaughan, Ontario. Cool. I have Vaughan. And let's say, you know what, I have a client, they want to get a house pretty close to a specific school. So I don't know any schools in Vaughan. Let's go with, that'd be a Saint something in Vaughan, I would imagine. Oh, All Saints Catholic School in Markham. Let's go with that one. So I have a client, they really want their kids to go to All Saints Catholic School in Markham. So I can go there, I can zoom in, I can zoom out. I can set the price criteria. It's going to be less than 1.2 million, for example. Let's set the price range. Is that, yeah, that's 1.2 million. Cool. So I have a few different properties here that matches what my client wants. Even if I want to as well, I can click on local amenities. I can kind of see, oh, where's the nearest hospital? Where are the parks? Cool, parks, banks, gas stations, you name it. I can select the different amenities that are nearby. And even if I want to get like very, very specific, I can use this custom drawing tool here. So I can draw little area, let's say around here. My client really wants to live in this area here. Now forgive my mouse. Not really good at drawing straight lines, but that's how that works. Again, you copy that URL just like that. I'm going to get the exact same map. Super easy to do. Your client's going to love you for this because you can really narrow in and get the kind of properties they want. And this is kind of a weird situation because there's only two, but again, if you have a broader set of criteria, you're going to have a lot more listings. So I want to show you one more thing here because this is a really powerful tool. But the problem is, it's a really long URL to work with. It's not the easiest thing to work with. So I'll show you a bit of a workaround. So go back to your dashboard. And I'm going to show you how to use aliases. So an alias sounds technical. It's really easy. There's really nothing to it. What an alias does, it takes like a really long URL, just kind of shortens it and makes it easier to use. So you can email people the alias. You can even make a menu item with the alias. So I'll show you what I mean. Once I see it, I think it'll make sense. Go to configuration and go to my aliases. I've made lots of different aliases right here, but all you do, go to add new alias. This is the big long URL we were talking about before. I'm going to copy that. Let's pretend I just got it right from the website. Just kind of copy that. And where it says path, I'm going to paste that big long URL. And what I got to do, I have to get rid of the first little bit. So if you need help with this, by the way, give us a call or email us. We'll walk you through it. The first time you do it, it might be a little tricky, but once you do a couple, you'll be an old pro in no time. You want to get rid of the first little bit. So I'm going to get rid of my website.com/. I'm going to start with map search app. And for alias, I can put in pretty much whatever I want. You can't do spaces, you can't do slashes, and it has to be unique. So let's go with all saints. I can do all_saints. And if I do this, when people go to my website.com/all_saints, that'll take people to this big long URL here. I'll show you what I mean in a second. So you can do underscores, you can do hyphens, you can do all one word, you can do, I think periods are probably the standard way to do it. So let's go do that. But as long as it's unique and there's no spaces, no slashes, it'll work. I'll click on create new alias. And just like that, all saints. Pretty cool, right? So that's a really handy thing to do. So if you want to email people, instead of emailing people that gigantic long URL, I think it makes more sense to your website.com/all_saints or whatever alias you want to do. I think it looks professional. It's pretty easy to do, especially if you don't do this very often. It's pretty quick, pretty easy. I'd recommend it. You can also, if you want to, you can make a menu item. So let's say you tell your clients, you know what, I have a menu item on my webpage that will take you to the All Saints neighborhood. You can do that really easy. Go to content, go to menu manager. The menu items are all at the top. If you want to add a menu item, you can do that. Click on add item. And maybe I'll go into this maybe in a future webinar. Did I click on that item? I think I did. There we go. So to add on a menu item, it's pretty easy. You can, the title would be what the menu item says. Let's go with All Saints Neighborhood, just like that. And if I want to, I can just put the alias right there, All Saints. So when people go to my website.com/all_saints, I think I did that right. I think I have too many menu items, by the way. So it's showing up as a hamburger menu, just like that. So does anyone have any questions about how to use the lead book, how to share listings, how to send emails, anything like that at all? I think I went through that a little quick. So if you need any clarification, just let me know and I can help you out. Cheat, Chris, thanks for coming, everybody. Any questions? Perfect. Well, if you do have any questions, give us a call. And we'll be closed a little bit during the holiday, just on the standard days. But you can email us, give us a call, whatever you need. We can help you out. There is one area I'd like to take attention. So we're open till 9 till 5:30 on the weekdays. So if it's late at night, if it's on the weekend, if it's Christmas, you can't get a hold of us. I'm going to show you something here that will help you out. It's really, really handy. Go to the dashboard, go to help, go to video tutorials. And with these video tutorials, there's a lot of different videos. There's a lot you can do with your website. But if you're ever stuck on something, go to the section here. These videos are 3, 4, 5 minutes long. They're really quick. They're really easy to follow. They can show you how to do pretty much anything on your website. So if you want to do anything with let's say the lead book, I'm gonna do a search for lead book, how to use the lead book search functionality. Maybe I'll show you that in a second too. If you want to make an alias, number 41, this is specifically how to make an alias for sold listings, but the principle is the same if you want to do listings for a specific neighborhood or area, you name it. And then if you want to send out emails, again, that's the drip campaign. Those are the automatic emails, number 42. Or if you want to do a standalone campaign, number 38, how to create a standalone campaign. There is another area here too. Webinars is super, super, super helpful too. So with webinars, there's one about how to make any changes to your website, how to effortlessly illustrate your brand through website design. That'll show you how to change how your website looks, how to add content. About 30, 40 minutes long. It's a little bit of a deeper dive, but to show you the basics. And then what we more covered today is how to take control of your leads with the InCom CRM. And that's kind of what we went over today. So that is how to set up your leads, how to send emails to your leads, that kind of thing. So any questions before I go into my final topic for today, just let me know in the chat. We can talk about that. Perfect. Well, I want to show you guys one more thing. This is a pretty cool feature. You make your own category. So by default, your website is going to have different categories. So they're going to have renter and buyer and recruitment, buyer and seller, you name it. So but if you want to make your own category, let's say you want to make a category, you sell to retired people, let's say. You can go to visitors and category. You can make your own category for retired people, and it's super, super easy here too. So you can click on the big green button that says Add Category. And I can make a category for retired people, or I can make a category for condo people in Vaughan, or I can do a category for anything, you name it. Let's go with retired people. I have some people who make lots of different categories. Just kind of depends on what you need. Click on retired. Just like that, I have a category for, retirees. I have a lot of categories. So yeah, it's in this section here. So let's say, go back to the lead book. I think I've shown you this before, but let's say InCom test is retired. I can click on InCom test name. I can click on bulk category, bulk action, sorry. I can change the bulk edit category. I'm going to change, let's pretend this is like for 50 people. I can click on overwrite categories if I want to, or I can just leave it and then it'll retain all the previous categories. And then I can go click on, where's retire here? I need to get my eyes checked. Oh, there it is. Click on retire. And just like that, this InCom test person is retired. Just like that. So he's a buyer and they're retired. That's great. But let's say I want to set up a drip campaign email for all my retired clients. I'll show you how to do that. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty easy. To send out drip campaigns, go to communication, go to campaigns. Go to drip campaigns. And I've made a few plans here, but let's say I want to make my own plan. I'm going to click on add new plan. You can change the name of the plan. The name of the plan, you can call it whatever you want. Let's call it people who want to buy a house and are retired. Call it whatever you want, doesn't matter. Select group, you can change the category. So this will go out specifically to people in the retired category. And this one area I'd pay attention to, you can select the type of client. So you have the option to send out the drip campaign specifically to anyone who's already in the retired category or new prospects. So this will only go out to retired people who are new in the system. But what I think makes the most sense is to change that to all. So it doesn't matter if they're an old lead or a new lead, as long as they're in the retired category, they're going to get these emails. So click on done. And this is one of those things that's pretty easy to do, but it might take you a little bit of time. So if you do want to make your own drip campaign, go ahead. Super easy to do, but just give yourself a bit of time because it can take a little bit of time to set up. But here, want to buy a house and are retired. I'm going to click on that. And of course, there's no emails in there yet because you're just making this email campaign. To add a step, you click on Add Step. Name of step will be the subject of the email. So basically when this is emailed out, this will be in the subject line. So let's call this Florida's calling. Ooh, Florida. Great. I can set the delay of time. So basically that's the amount of days since the last email. So let's say I want this person to get an email 1 day after they sign up, or 1 day from the last email, whatever, or 1 week. So I select 1 week, and basically it'll be 1 week um, since the last action, whether they have signed up or whether they have received an email. It will be 1 week from that last action. So have that set up. I can select a template if I want to. So if I want to use this template, let's say, I can modify it a little bit, pretty easy. Florida calls. I can change this image right here and click on Add Step. So just like that. So this is the first email. So what will happen here? Someone signs up 1 week later, they're going to get the Florida calling email. If you want to preview it, you can preview it, see what it looks like. You name it, just that easy. And of course, if I want this to go live, I change this from inactive to active. And just like that, my drip campaign is ready to go. So does anyone have any questions about the lead book or about emails, how to send out leads, you name it? I know I covered a lot here, so if you have any questions, please let me know. Wonderful, cool. Well, thank you everyone for coming. If you have any questions, email us, support@incomrealestate.com, or give us a call, extension 4 for support. We're open till 5:30 technically, so depending on what you need help with, even to give us a call by 5 o'clock most days, give us more than enough time. Also email us at support@incomrealestate.com. And if you do need some help and we're out of the office because it's the weekend or it's Christmas or Hanukkah, you name it, if you go to help in video tutorials, that'll show you how to do pretty much everything. These videos, by the way, are gold. Like I said, they're all pretty short, to the point. It'll teach you how to do almost everything, but there's a lot of videos here, so you can get lost pretty easy. So what I recommend, especially if you're new, if you go to help and you go to webinars, these webinars are really good. So again, the first one, if you want to learn how to make changes to your website, if you want to learn how to add content, the first one's really good. How to take control of your leads with SEO. That's leads with your InCom CRM. So that's what we covered today. The next one, taking charge of SEO. So if you do want to change your search engine optimization settings, you can do that. I don't think you really have to, but if you want to, you're welcome to. And additional integrations with your InCom websites. How to set up the API key, that kind of thing. So again, thank you so much for coming. We'll be doing a new webinar in the new year. Figure out what that session is going to be called. But if you need any help, give us a call, send us an email, and we can help you out then. So we'll talk later. Thanks, everyone. Have a good day.